Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Mark. Got my other host, Luke. What's going on, dude?
Not much, man. I'm a happy camper this morning. I'm a happy camper.
Most beautiful land in all the world.
Yeah, Memphis.
Man, it is. It was a hell of a game, or it was a hell of a day from yesterday.
Birthday.
It was my birthday. And the NBA got me Ja Morant for my birthday, so that was awesome. But we had for my birthday, we had a Grizzlies win. We had a Tigers win. So shout out to the Tigers destroying the 22 ranked team in the country, Virginia. And also, I'm a huge Chelsea fan, English Premier League soccer, and they also won on penalties yesterday.
Yeah.
In the mid afternoon. So I was already elated going into the night because of the Chelsea win, and then obviously the Tigers got out to a great start. They were already kind of smashing that team before the Grizzlies really even got started. So it was a good day for me. It was a great day for me. It was a great day for the city. Really impressive. Huge day in Memphis sports. I mean, it was. I don't think you could have written it or scripted it better for Ja Morant to return last night.
No.
Yeah, it's the Grizzlies go out and win 115-113. So we got a great show for you guys today. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the stats monster in our next segment. We'll talk about our Ja Morant-Mas as well. It's all about the Ja Morant today. I can feel like I can safely say that will be the topic of conversation all day today. Let's start with the game itself. What stood out to you on this game besides Ja? Besides the game winner, obvious things, what's things that stood out to you in this game?
Man, it's what we've been saying. Rip and Dez, they were able to do what we've been saying they were going to be able to. They were number 2 and number 3 last night. I've been incredibly impressed with Jaren's ability to get to the line, and not just get to the line, but make his damn shots. The two of them didn't miss a beat with Ja coming back, and that it's good to see. You love seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was impressive for those guys to continue to, and we've talked about it, to continue to be able to, play well, play at a high level with Ja on the court. And I think I did the math. I think you got like 65 points from those three.
Yeah. Damn.
Which is a lot of points.
Yeah.
And that's what I think most of us consider a bad night from Desmond Bane. An off night from Desmond Bane. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, what? He was 3 of 9, 8 of 19. He's not going to shoot that. Yep. He's not going to shoot like that again.
No. So, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you could easily get 75 points in those three guys on any given night, really and truly. And when you're only scoring, 100 something, usually 115 is a high number for the Grizzlies. First of all, they're only scoring like 105 usually. That's their pace for this team. So 115 for them is a lot. What stood out to me is lots. Ja Morant makes a lot of people better. A lot of those role players, Xavier Tillman, Zaire Williams, a lot of those role players looked better when they're next to Ja Morant, which I know that should be an obvious thing, but for so long this season they have looked really bad. I mean, and to be clear, that's one game they might still look bad the next game, but they did look bad, and last night they looked like kind of what in the past. So, maybe for Zaire, maybe the situation where he does play better with Ja Morant out there. I'm of the mind if you can only play good when your superstar's out there, then I don't know how good of a player you really are, because he makes everybody better. So, but I digress. I think last night though they looked good. The other thing that was notable to me was Vince Williams Jr.
Yeah, dude.
35 minutes, and his defense was elite on CJ McCollum, because CJ McCollum had 13 points in the first half. You know how many he had in the second? 5.
Oh, I knew it was in the lot. Yeah.
It was 5 points. So really locked him down. But what's also impressive, but not this defense, is 3 for 5 from 3.
Yeah, dude.
Like every time he shoots that corner 3, I think it's going in now.
I do too. I do too. Every time.
Yeah, I mean, like I think that which is kind of weird because it's not something I'm used to, you know. So it's almost like Desmond Bain. I'm like, oh,
It's going in.
I should go in. It looks like it's
Yeah.
gonna go in.
Yeah.
So I thought that the role players, Vince Williams Jr. And Bismack Biyombo look decent. I would say this: Bismack Biyombo better get ready for a lot of like pocket passes. This motherfucker cannot have brick hands anymore because he was surprised by a lot of passes last night. He was just like, "Oh shit, what do I do with this?"
It was kind of funny, but we didn't need it, you know, like if not last night.
He's so weird. Like he'll get the ball and he'll like pump fake when he should just dunk the ball. Like, dude, you're pump fake. He feels like a guy who would pump fake against like Jacob Gilliard. I'm like, you don't have to just dunk on him, right?
Like, bro, he's 5'7".
Exactly. He's 5'7", dude. Just dunk on him. He feels like a guy that needs to be ready for a lot of those because that's a Steven Adams. It's a pocket pass because he draws 18 people to him and it's a dunk. And it's a dunk. And he just feels like he takes like a little too long to dunk sometimes where he'll pump fake a million times and everybody kind of collapses and then he doesn't know what to do. But I thought he looked good. There was a little, he was 4 from 5. So I thought all those little rim shots, little hook shots were good. He also shoots so many hook shots. I don't know why he just doesn't dunk the ball. I don't understand.
He really doesn't dunk. I wonder why. He's a big dude.
I don't know. I'll send a message to him and see.
Yeah, text him for me.
I'll text him. Bismack Biyombo, dear Mr. Biyombo, Luke would like to know why you do not dunk as much as you should,
dunk, bro.
I thought he was good. I thought he was good. The only person I don't think was good was honestly John Conchar and David Roddy in spots. But I thought David Roddy only plays 8 minutes and John Conchar plays 21. Yeah, he didn't play. He played one stretch in that third quarter, David Roddy, and was decent. Whenever Taylor Jenkins fouled out Jaren Jackson Jr. on purpose. I'll never understand why coaches take out their players when they have three. The whole Kazeel adage is like if they have one more foul than the quarter, they're in foul trouble, right? If you have two fouls in the first, 3 fouls in the second, you're in foul trouble, whatever. I'll never understand, especially in a situation like this, when you got to have wins, why coaches will take their players out when they get their foul. I mean, it was like midway through the third quarter. It's not who cares? It won't matter how many fouls you got if you lose by 25. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
I hate that shit. It makes me so frustrated.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Man, you were right about them. Like, they had no rebounding really outside of JV too. We were talking about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were up Schitt's Creek without a pad. Like, who had Cody Zeller had 6. Nobody else had more than 3, 4. Yeah.
I thought the Grizzlies did a good job in the second half of that. Obviously, they get down by 19 to whatever it is. That is a problem for the Grizzlies. The second quarter was 16 points. That was probably one of the worst quarters of the season. And I think that was a real problem. I mean, it's been a real problem the whole season, but that was one of the worst ones. And I think, we all sit here like, well, this is, Ja Morant fixes everything sometimes, I guess. And we had a classic third quarter Ja Morant. I mean, just a second half of a third quarter Ja Morant where he literally turned it on, and it was like there's no chance. And it was a slow climb, but I think it's one of those things where all season we've seen that they've gotten down by big numbers, and they've had the offense to get within like 9 or 10, but they can't get to ones and twos, and they can't get over the hump.
Yeah,
of getting back in the lead. And last night you had that one extra guy who could score at a moment's notice. And, oftentimes he was in the lane, and oftentimes Jaren and Desmond were wide open.
Yeah.
And Desmond missed a couple of wide open shots. Like, a couple of those threes are wide open, and he just missed them, which is it just doesn't really. It's a rare occasion from him. But I thought that was that's the difference, what the John Morant brings is that sometimes when you get down big, you need a superstar to kind of put you on your shoulders and take it from there. And they've had two of those guys, and unfortunately they've needed an extra one all season long. And last night they had it.
They got it.
You finally saw what happened with him there.
I mean, it flips the switch on the game. It literally flips the switch on the game. Like if case in point, they didn't have enough guys that went off last night. We did, and we won. Like it's numbers. It's a numbers game at that point.
Yeah, I mean, again, they don't have that. Excuse me, they don't have that second quarter, and they win by 10, 15.
Yeah,
I think it's a different game. But again, you can't make this up. I mean, the way it happened. The dropping in the bucket at 9:01. All of it was just insanity. I was like running around my house, like an insane person. My wife was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I am not okay.
I'm lit.
I am not okay. I'm half drunk, very excited,
feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. It was a fun night, So
hell yeah.
Shout out to John Morant for making it fun. He's a dude. Let's take a quick break. And we'll come right back. We'll do our stats monster. We're talking more about John Morant in the upcoming segments. And it was real fun last night. Let's do more of it.
I am highly upset, man.
Oh, man.
ESPN, you dastardly dogs you. Last week had us feeling good. They picked the Grizzlies to be first in the West with about 48.5 wins. And what a difference a few days makes.
What a difference.
You put out your list of the top 100 players in the NBA. Desmond Bain jumps in at 61. Jaren Jackson Jr. comes in at number 31. Jaren's top 25 to me, but if you all right, whatever. I think that's a little slight to Jaren. Desmond Bain is disgusting, in my opinion. Then we get John Morant, All-NBA player, two-time All-Star, one of the most dynamic offensively players in the NBA, John Morant. That guy was number 35 on their list, Kenny Stubblefield. The same people that said the Grizzlies will be the first team in the West. They're going to get that done with just some regular dudes.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Just curious, you kind of talked about the transfers and things like that. How has that changed your mindset from a roster management standpoint? Like, incredible recruiter. All the classes, I think we had 2 back-to-back and 21 and 22 top classes. How does that change with the transfer portal? Do you start focusing more on upperclassmen? Do you kind of get away from the younger freshmen? How does that work?
Yeah, so I still believe in our coaching staff, the way we do things and developing guys. And that I will never get away from that philosophy. We're still going to recruit a high school class. Now, there's a lot of colleges out there that say, screw this. We're pushing all the chips in on this roster, win right now, and we'll figure it out. Sure. And if it doesn't, right, it implodes and bad things happen. But I think you still have to bring in true freshmen and develop them and see what they can become. And that I'll never waver from that. But the portal certainly changed things.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show, The Daily Grind. We're here every day, 9 a.m., talking Grizzlies. Myself and Luke are with you every single day. Let's talk about Bluff City Media for a second. Shameless promotion. If you're not an insider, go do so. It's pretty awesome. It's $5 a month. You get access to our insider Discord where we're chatting it up all the time. You get access to coming in 2024 new insider only shows. So shows that we do for insiders. That'll be cool. Kind of VIP stuff or information we share that doesn't get shared publicly will be there. You get access to our insider articles. So articles that are written just for insiders. You get 20% off our merchandise. You get access to new merchandise, stuff like this cool hat. You get access to merchandise before everybody else. So right now we're doing a deal of the day. Every single day we have a different item that's 50% off. Yesterday it was a Ja Fly tee. It was a 12. It's pretty cool. So be on the lookout for that. I usually release it after this show every day. So every day it's a different something different. It could be last week was a beanie. It could be anything. But every day there's one item that's 50% off. Obviously, you can't get anything in time for Christmas anymore, but you can still get it because there's still cool stuff. So check it out. Become a Buff City Media Insider. It's $5 a month. If you can't do that, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. We really do appreciate it. Back to the show. Stats Monster. Let's go and just put it up.
Yeah.
Obvious. I think I said Dez yesterday, and you said Ja.
Yeah.
And one of us was wrong.
One of us was wrong. Hey, but it's okay because I think you're right though. Like if say 3 more of those wide open threes go in, how many points is that for Dez? That's 30. He's got 30 points. You know, like I'm really excited. I don't think Ja was going to let anybody else. Ja was going to have his moment last night. I think, I don't think he was going to quite have that 901 moment, a little cherry on top of the ending. That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think picking Dez, it was a good choice. It was a good guess.
I will say this. Was I wrong? Yes. Do I tend to be wrong? Almost never.
No.
Ask my wife. But I was right about one thing, kind of, sort of. What I said was Desmond Bane will get open looks with John Morant going to the lane. And I was right about that.
Oh yeah.
Stats Monster itself, I can't give a guy that was 8 for 19 and 3 for 9 and 3 our Stats Monster award. That's not how we do it here at the Daily Grind. We are better than that.
We are.
But John Morant, 34 points. We're gonna skip over the turnovers. 8 assists, 6 rebounds in 35 minutes. I mean, 12 from 24 from beyond or 12 from 24 on the field, 0 from 5 from 3-point. We're gonna skip that too.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that too.
We disregard that. But 34 points in 35 minutes.
10 or 12 from the line.
That's a good one. 10 or 12 from the line. That's efficiency, sir.
Yeah.
34 points in 35 minutes is as good as you can possibly get in efficiency, I think.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know how about you. Like, can you do better? Like math, maybe 1 point better.
I mean, I'm sure you probably could do better, but
we're not a math show.
Yeah, this is not a math show, but that's really fucking good. That's what that is. So I will say this: most of those points came in the second half.
Yeah.
I want to say it was he had 27 in the second half, 26 in the something like that. It was most of that damage came in the second half, obviously, because he didn't have much in the first half at all. I don't know if he even had double digits. In fact, I don't think anybody had double digits. I think I remember looking it up in the first half, and I was like, man, that's pretty bad. Like, nobody's even did double figures. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, most of that came in the second half for John Morant. Most of it came in, again, that's third and fourth quarters, but yeah, it's just an impressive game. We didn't really, and now I'll spend this moment to talk about Jaren Jackson because we didn't really talk about him. What were thoughts on Jaren for you?
Man, last night could have been one of those games where Jaren disappears unintentionally, I feel like. And I think it's pretty telling that not only did he not disappear, but he was pretty damn dominant. Yeah, I mean, I don't say dominant. He didn't get his ass pushed around like I was worried. He 6 rebounds is good for him. I still want to see him get more, but like 11 to 15 from the line, 6 to 10, like 6 to 10 from the field. He making 1 3. Like I don't know what more you can ask for him. He was setting some good screens for Ja. Like I was impressed that he didn't disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was good. I mean, he wasn't quote unquote foul trouble, so he didn't even play as many minutes as he probably should, right? So they that takes a little bit away from him. But you mentioned 11-15 from the 3. That or 11-15 from free throw line. That was important for me because he was still going to the line, getting into the paint, being aggressive. What we've talked about on the show all the time, and some being aggressive. And that 1 for 3 you mentioned, that 1 3 is an important 3 That was a three that like tied it up and late in the
Yep.
fourth quarter. That was
Yep.
the he was kind of wide open and Ja got in the lane and found him and he is over at the corner. Just a random spot for him too. But that 1 for 3 was a big 1 for 3 for Jaren. So
it's good to see him play second fiddle, but still find the big moments and nail those big moments. Because that's a moment right there. That three, that open three, he's not always the guy that gets that shot. It's like you were saying. I'm not always, especially with Vince making these shots he's been making. Jaren's not always the one I'm looking for now. And that was a big moment and a big shot, and he made it. And that's hats off to him, man. He did a good job.
yeah, I thought that was an impressive spot for him. But like I mentioned, didn't disappear. He again, you look at the points, 21, 34, and 24 from those three, and not one other person had a double digits in points. You'd like to see more scoring from those guys. You have John Conchart and David Roddy have 29 minutes together and score 0 points. That's
That ain't good.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But yeah, so I think. Go ahead.
Those three guys they went 24 of 29 from the free throw line between Jaren, John, Dez. That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
An area that we struggled so much before. I love seeing that.
And the reason why, something that they haven't done all season, score 62 points in the paint.
Yep.
Most have had points in the paint all season. And we talked about it on this show. When they've had more than 56 points in the paint, every game they've had that, they've won. And those are the only games they've won.
Yep.
Are when the games they've had 56 or more points in the paint. Those are the only 7 games they've won. Last night they have 62, the most points in the paint they've had all year long. Does it coincide with Ja Morant coming back? Yes, it does.
Yes.
Does it make sense? Exactly. Is it a coincidence? No, it is not. I think that is the one thing that I thought was really, really impressive last night. And so because we just talk about it all the time, getting into the lane that only took 31 threes. And now shout out to Fast Break Breakfast, Keith, our friend over there.
Yeah, Keith, man.
He's a great dude. He tweeted this last night or maybe this morning. Grizzlies take less than 35 threes. They're 5-4. More than 35 threes, they're 2-14. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it is a wild stat. And it is a wild stat where it just points to the fact that they have no business taking that amount of threes. They don't have the personnel for it. And they should be inside the paint. That's what should be living. And I think now that Ja's back, he will force that issue himself. So shout out to the Grizzly Grisette over on Twitter. Just commented, we need to see Trip play through fouls. Amen.
Preach.
Amen. He can't play through fouls when Taylor Jenkins takes him out of the game, though. That's not on him. That's not on him, man. I was just like we said in the first segment. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's so fucking stupid. So
just fucking
just let him play. If he fouls out, then deal with it. Then I guess
let the boys play.
Because he ends up with 4 fouls, so he never was really in foul trouble. So if he ends up with 5 fouls, 6 minutes left in the game, then maybe think about it because you need him for the last 3 minutes or whatever. I don't know.
That's a good point though. It was 4.
He ends up with 4. So you foul out. He plays 29 minutes. He fouls it. You foul out your own player for no reason. He has no business to being out of the game in only 29 minutes and ending up with 4 fouls. It just goes to show that foul trouble is just stupid. Sure, if you have 4 fouls in the first quarter, yeah, that's foul trouble probably. Right? Sit him, right? But the whole we got one more than the quarter bullshit, and that's just Taylor's really old school coaching. And just that coaching frustrates the shit out of me sometimes. So let's take another quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about more our Ja Morant-Mas, how it's been and how we might see it go over the next few days.
Seth Hennigan just still he
doesn't look himself.
He just doesn't in the big moments. He's not making the plays that have to be made. If you look at the raw stats, they're not terrible. But the 2 interceptions, and he fumbled twice. They didn't lose those fumbles, but 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions. One of them coming at a terrible time on a 4th down late in the game when Memphis really needed to put points on the board. But I just don't think Seth is playing well enough to elevate this team.
Right.
I think he's playing well enough for Memphis to be fine. But as far as for them to do something special and to elevate this team, he's just not playing like that.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Kenny, there are certain guys in the NBA that are enigmatic players. They're going to be appealing to a large fan base. But when you have guys like that, who like Ja Morant, who have off-court issues he's had, Kyrie Irving has had the things he's had, the NBA doesn't particularly like the fact that those guys are larger than life. If I'm the NBA, if I'm ESPN, who of course are working together on all this stuff, I'm going to start telling you who you need to like. And it's going to be a different type of guy to kind of play off of the guys that are going to be there anyway. Let me put these squeaky clean image guys that we want to put in front of you up there as well to kind of counteract some of the stuff we get with the guys that we don't have any control out of. So let me put the Tyrese Halliburtons in front of you. Let me put the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders in front of you, the Josh Giddeys. Let me force these guys in front of you, not particularly on national television games, but let me just kind of create these little sub agendas with these guys to kind of make them those second tier stars that we're gonna like put out in front as well. Like, they're doing this on purpose, man. Like, if anybody can't see this, like, come on, man. Do not sit there and tell me that you really think that Tyrese Halliburton is a top 20 player in the NBA.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind, a daily Grizzlies show right here on Bluff City Media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Really helps us out. Ja Morant brought us a present early last night in the form of a win, in the form of a last-second shot.
Mm-hmm.
What else does he bring us? What else does Ja Morant, Santa Ja Morant-Mas, whatever we're calling it, what else does he bring us?
Man, I think he's going to bring us at least 2 more wins before Christmas.
The schedule-wise for the Grizzlies, they got the Pacers on Thursday, Saturday, Christmas Eve. They got Atlanta. They're at Atlanta, and then obviously those are the only 2 games before Christmas, and then they they're on the road the next 4 games: the Hawks, Pelicans, Nuggets, and Clippers. So they play the Pelicans again in New Orleans again, just a few games. So that'll be a rematch on Tuesday, December 26th, another Tuesday game. That's a game I'm gonna probably go down for. But
oh, nice.
The Pacers are up next on Thursday, and they should have. I think that Marcus Smart's going to play on Thursday.
Yes.
I had a conversation with someone yesterday.
Okay.
And I think it is likely that he plays on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. If he doesn't play Thursday, he's playing in Atlanta. I'll put it like that.
Okay.
So say all that to say that we'll have Mark Smart back with Ja Morant in the next week, next few days, hopefully. And we should be able to see that matchup. I don't know about Luke Kennard. I do think Luke Kennard, I mean, they said 3 to 5 weeks, maybe, or excuse me, 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks
on his injury. That was the first week of December. So we should be looking to get Luke Kennard back in the next week or so as well. Maybe after Christmas, maybe the 26th at the next Pelicans game. Mm-hmm. I say all that to say that Ja Morant coming back also, he is coming, bringing some people with him, hopefully bringing some reinforcements of the next few games. So I think for sure before January, obviously we'll have a full roster back that is healthy and will hopefully stay healthy. That's the key now.
I think he's going to take that Pacers game personal too. All the Halliburton talk that's been going on in the offseason, he's just kind of been, I think Ja is going to, I mean, we've been talking about it's going to take a little run. I think that Ja is going to be taken. I think I see Ja having a chip on his shoulder for that next one against Hallie. I see Ja wanting to slap Trae Young in the mouth. And if they can get that rematch, if they can beat New Orleans again and head into Denver with 3 wins, like that's going to go a long way with just just anything. You know, any win counts, but like if they can string 3 together going in against Denver, I'd feel so good about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to, over the next, I don't know. Let's see how many games I have. Let me see how many games I have before January. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 games left in December. I think you got to go
500, 4-2.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go at least 4-2, if not 5-1, to really get back in the right spot over the next, over the next 25. You got to go 19-6.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know. I was talking with a buddy of mine last night at dinner, and he actually told me that you got to go 9. I said, I don't know, man. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. I mean, at a team that has, as a team that's currently with 6 wins, you want them to go 19-6 on the next 25. That's a lot. But if you do that, you're right back into the mix. And then after the game last night, I was like, I texted him and I was like, maybe it's not crazy.
We can do it.
I was like, you were talking about it earlier, like maybe it's not so crazy. I know we thought about it was crazy dinner, but I'm a little drunker than I was now. And now I'm a believer. So I was impressed with Ja last night, as everybody was. So over the next, I do think over the next 6 games, and I think it is possible. You got the Pacers, Hawks, Pelicans, Nuggets, Clippers, and Kings. I think you can get the Hawks, you can get the Pacers. I think you can get the Pelicans. Obviously, you've shown that. The Nuggets are going to be a tough match.
Clippers been playing some good ball lately too.
The Nuggets, Clippers, and Kings are all going to be tough matches.
Yeah,
like they're all going to be tough games.
You still one of those though. You just still won. That's all we need.
Yeah, I think you could take one. That's the Denver and LA in Denver and LA. Obviously, Denver is a tough place to play. Going to LA, LA is a back-to-back. That's a Thursday, Friday. That's tough. Leaving Denver late at night, and getting back to LA. That LA game, I hate to break it to you, but that LA game doesn't start until 9:30 our time. Yeah, that sucks. I hate the West Coast matches for that reason, but I can't step that late. I'm too old.
Same.
But again, 4-2 over the next 6 games. I think it's what we saw last night is a preview of what to come, of the points in the paint and the extra 30 points. I think anything is possible for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think anything is possible. I'm trying to talk myself into it, but I think it's possible. So
we'll get there. See, come this time Friday after we beat the Pacers, you'll have more You'll be more gumption in our voices.
I'll be more positive. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully we can, again, Ja Morant's first home game back on Thursday. So if you're in Memphis and you can get there, it's going to be a tough ticket to get now, but if you can get there, I promise you, I've seen Ja a lot of times, and if you've never seen him, I'm sure you have. If you've never seen him, get there. If you have, I'm sure most of you have that are listening to this show. It's probably going to be a hell of a game. So get there and pack it out, and let's cheer on the crowd. Let's get another home dub. I think we only got 1 this season so far.
Let's get 2.
Let's get 2, baby. It starts here. It's a great show today. Again, Luke, thanks for joining me. We'll tomorrow we'll come back. We'll preview this Pacers game. We'll get more into it and how we think the Grizzlies can win this game coming up on Thursday for Ja Morant's home victory. And then we'll get into the rest of the games on Friday as well through the weekend. So appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.